Hello friends, Master Vijay. Today we see nitrosamine impurity based on the EMA guidelines. These are the reference guidelines for nitrosamine impurity. These questions and answers for the marketing authorization orders. Applicants on the CHMP opinion of the Article 53 regulation EC number 27262004 refer the nitrosamine impurities in human medicinal products. That is EMA 4098152020 Division 23 10 October 2025. Abhi introduction provides general guidance recommendation on mitigating and preventing the presence of nitrosamine in human medicinal products. These guidelines provide the guidance and recommendation of the mitigating and preventing presence of nitrosamine in human medicinal products. For medicinal products containing chemical synthesized EPA, अब ये किसके लिए applicable for the synthesized EPA to provide details on the reporting authorities by the MH set expectation regarding risk evaluation. That is, step one is a risk assessment, comparable testing. As per the available products, we have one firstly step one the risk assessment in the currently commercial products during at the time of development. In stage two, if risk is identified, we can proceed for the comparative testing. In step three, risk mitigation measures. Different type of risk mitigation measures applicable for the synthesis of API is consist of the introduction of lower nitrate content excipients. The term nitrosamine and N-nitrosamine are used interchangeably within a quality assurance. That related documents should be both understood. Refer the molecular structure अभी chemical structure है nitrosamine. Image application all human medicinal products should ensure that the presence of nitrosamine is controlled and kept as loose. अभी गाइडलाइंस क्या कहते हैं ऑल मेडिसिन जो भी प्रोडक्ट है इंश्योर क्या है उसमें वी हैव टू इंश्योर दैट द एज पर द अवेलेबिलिटी ऑफ nitrosamine impurities kept as minimum as possible. Design their manufacturing process, control to prevent, if possible, mitigate as much as possible the presence of nitrosamine in their API. अभी we have to develop such a manufacturing process and such a controls to prevent, mitigate as possible the presence of nitrosamine in API at the lowest concentration. Assess the risk of presence of nitrosamine impurities in APIs and APIs. Introduce any resultant changes in dosage needed. Ensure the active substances and excipients used in the finished product. This is a final formulation and our manufacturing compliance with good manufacturing. We have to ensure that the we have manufacturing API and then excipient that are used in API are is manufactured in the good manufacturing facility. In September 2029, call for review was launched for the medicinal product containing chemical synthesis APIs to request MS to review their manufacturing process in order to identify, if necessary, mitigate the risk of presence of nitrosamine impurities, report the outcome back to authorities. The call for review consists of three stages, mainly consist of the in step we have to perform the risk evaluation, identify if EPA APIs could be risk of presence of nitrosamine. In step we have to conduct the risk assessment of all commercial products or the products in development for the risk assessment. In steps two, if risk is identified, then we have to proceed with the complementary testing of the risk based on the validated analytical method to identify the presence of nitrosamine. If risk is present in the nitrosamine, this is identified in the step two. Then implement the effective risk mitigation measures to the submission of variation. To submission of variation in formulation, we have to implement measures to minimize the presence of nitrosamine impurities at a lower level. N-nitrosamines can be formed when the amine or nitrosamine agent are combined under the favorable condition. Although other generation pathways are also possible, that is oxidation reduction process from hydrogen type compounds and N-nitro derivatives. N-nitrosamine can be formed when amine and nitrosamine agent combine with under favorable conditions, although other generating pathways are not possible. That is the oxidation reduction process from the hydrogen type compounds and nitro derivatives. Risk factors related to manufacturing factors varies risk factors are related to the manufacturing of that is considered for the formation of nitrosamine impurities of nitrous salts, esters, alkyl nitrates, other nitrosamine agents, nitro-halides, nitrosamine salts, nitrogen oxide, nitroalkanes, halogenated nitroalkanes, ferrous nitrite formation by oxidation or hydroxylamine or nitrite release from the nitroaromatic precursor, that is fluorodenatration, in the presence of secondary or tertiary amine, the same different types of manufacturing process. Use of condensated water, dechlorination, chloroamination, ozonation in the presence of secondary tertiary amine within the same or different steps manufacturing process. During the manufacturing, so when you impacted water, that is chlorination, chloramination, ozonation in the presence of secondary tertiary amine, which increases chances of the formation of nitrosamine impurity. Then oxidation of hydrazines, hydraz, then hydrogens of hypochlorite, air oxygen zone peroxide in the manufacturing process or during storage. Use of contaminated raw record recovery material, that is solvent reagents in the API manufacturing. In the during the manufacturing, use contaminated raw material, record recycled materials can the increases the formation of nitrosamine impurities. Use of contaminated starting materials. Intermediates supplied by the vendors can also process the raw material which may contain residual amines and nitrosamine. अभी जो अभी when you use the contaminated starting materials, that is a KSM used in the manufacturing of beer or intermediates, that is catalyst, that increases the formation of reaction process may contain residuals or nitrosamine or nitrosamine, that is increase the formation of chances of nitrosamine in the API. Carrier of nitrosamine deliberately generated, that is starting materials, intermediates during the manufacturing process. Responsive and various responsive factors that related to finished product. अभी API के part में बाद for the finished product. Also, we have to evaluate for the various risk factors. That is, increases the chances of nitrosamine formation, reaction of a nitrostable nitrogen frequently APIs, their impurities degradation with nitrocytic agents present in compounds of AP during fermentation or storage. Nitrites have been identified as impurities in many common excipients. Some excipients contain the high nitrite content, that is reactive API, and that gets increases the nitrite impurity in the formulation. In nitrous API, impurities can form at events exceeding the AI. That nitrite levels in the excipient is very low. The overall nitrate content will also depend on the relative to composition terms of excipient. And nitrous impurities can form from API or their impurities degradation during manufacturing of product or as well as during storage. Uh, and nitrous impurities can also form during the manufacturing of finished product or during the storage after the sales back of a product. The stability of finished product should ensure that the AI of nitrous impurity exceeds the sales back of a finished product. When the product put the product for the stability, we have to ensure that the nitrogen impurity does not carry forward above the air during the storage of the finished product. Then the degradation process of active substances, including the industry by inherent reactivity presence of nitroalkyl ozone other functionality by the presence of exogenous nitrogen agent, oxidation of hydrolyzine other amine containing functional groups present in active substance or other impurity degradation. Oxidation of hydrogen other amine containing functional group present in the amine substance impurity degradation, either in active substance manufacturing process or during storage. Use of certain packaging material. Nitrosamine contamination can has been observed in primary packaging finished product in blister during leading foil containing nitrosamine. In the during the packaging of the finished product, this is foil directly comes with the context. There is chances of foil containing nitrocellulose impurity can contaminate with the finished product. Reaction of the amines leaching from the quaternary ammonia ion exchange reagents used for the purification steps with nitrocytic agents present in the liquid phase. Cross contamination due to the different process being successfully on the same manufacturing line. Carryover of impurities between process step due to operator errors. We impurities are carried due to operator errors. Insufficiently details such patches records as inadequate page separation to work of procedures. Use of contaminated recorded recycled materials where the recovery is outsourced third party users not aware of the content of processing condition. These are risk factors. during the JMP, which can cause the nitrosamine impurity in finished products. Thank you for watching.